Hey, what's going on, everybody? Your boy JC. Everyday Thoughts is in the building. How's everybody doing tonight? Tonight's topic is lying slash mixed signals. So, everybody gather around. Y'all know what time it is. Boy JC in the building once again. So, yeah, tonight's topic mixed signals and lying. So, one thing about me, it's all about being honest, being transparent. A lot of times, as men, yeah, some women. A lot of times we like to hide our intentions. Like I said, just be open, be honest, be transparent. Don't lie about who you are. Don't lie about what your intentions are. Don't lie about your sexuality. What's going on, Robin? What's going on, Tina? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? You know, thing about it is you got to be honest. And thing about it is a woman, she will appreciate you when you're honest with her, transparent with her, when you tell her what she needs to hear, not simply what she want to hear. And a lot of times, we fail to realize that a woman really will respect you more. It'll go a lot more smoother with you if you're out there being honest and being transparent with her. See, a lot of times as men, we kind of want to backdoor a woman, want to be like, oh, I want to be friends first. Then a lot of times we get upset about why she friends on us. Who wants to come online? Okay, Miss Laquanda wants to. Okay, we got a guest. She want to come join me today. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, CC? What's going on, everybody? Oh, hey, what's going on, Laquanda? How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Blessed and highly favored. What's going on with you? I thought you were going to join me tonight.
You said I what?
I thought you said you wasn't going to join me. What happened? Why you change your mind?
Well, I just said to myself, why not? I'm in the car, but I can still join. Can you, as long as you guys can hear me good?
Yeah, but we can't see your awesome prettiness, your sexiness. We can't see all that. So you gotta come to the light a little bit.
I don't think your followers want to see my face. They don't like my face. I don't think so.
I'm just messing with you. What's going on though? What you want to jump in about lying, giving out mixed signal? What's your take on that though?
Well, I think here's my thing. I think that people do it because they feel the need to. They feel like it's necessary to accomplish the goal and the connections that they're trying to make at that time. So think about it when you're going into an interview, right?
Yeah,
Hold that up for me. I'll just turn this on. When you're going into an interview for a job, you're going in with the idea that you need a particular presentation or you need a certain version of yourself that needs to show up for that interview in order for that person, the interviewer, to decide, okay, you're a good fit for that position, right? The same thing happens in relationships. People become who they need to be so that they can get the position. And so once they get the position, the problem is they find it difficult to live up to that standard that they've now kind of created, you know what I mean, for themselves, because at the end of the day, you can't be something that you're not. You really can't.
no, you can't.
So, and even if you do get the position, I've seen marriages where people go years and years being married, but over a time, you're not going to be able to maintain that same facade. Eventually, it's going to break down, and you're not going to be able to do it anymore. And as a result, that relationship is going to wither away. So the growth is going to go south. And then it's all for nothing. Now you've wasted however many years of your life trying to be that image that you've painted for that other person that wasn't you. Make sense?
Yeah, it does. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Cindy? What's going on, Mary? Palmer? What's going on, everybody? But no, though, like I said, you just be you, and whoever is going to accept you is going to accept you. There's no need to put on no kind of mask, no kind of disguise. It shouldn't be an episode of Scooby Doo end of the cartoon, like, hey, who's that? You know, or you're the imposter. You know, you shouldn't be in any kind of game, any kind of manipulation, because somebody that likes you, loves you for you, is gonna appreciate you just for you, and there doesn't need any kind of games, any kind of manipulation tactics. So it's sad that you have to put on this kind of facade of who you are, who you want everybody to believe you as, and you have to just be honest within yourself and understanding that not everybody's gonna like you without your facade or not, and find those that with similar core values. You know, like I always preach and whatnot.
But see, that's the thing. Like,
But it's all about knowing who you are, though. Like, that's the issue. People don't have an
my phone
identity of who they are,
ringing.
their self worth, and their self value. You know.
But you want those people to like you. You understand? So even if it's just something that you could potentially be one day. So it makes sense the reason, you know what I mean, that they put up these facades, that they do lie, or they don't fully state their, because that's what most of the time it is. It's not, they're just not fully articulating what their intentions are. So it's not that they don't want to. For example, a lot of times women will say, men lie. They say they want to be with you, but they only want to have sex with you. Now, does that mean that every single man on this planet that's looking for a relationship has to not want to have sex in order to vet a woman? That's crazy. It's not pragmatic. It doesn't make sense. So just because his primary focus of getting to know you is not to get into bed with you, doesn't make him a liar. You understand? So his primary
Yeah.
focus could have been, okay, well, I want to get to know her before I stick my penis inside of her, which is, it makes sense. And so
Yeah.
then he gets to know you, and now that he knows you, he likes you. Could be a day, could be months, but now he wants to have sex with you. So how does it look if you're the woman that's saying, okay, I knew you just wanted to have sex with me, and that's it?
But see that, like I said, that's a problem too. Because some guys
What?
they be up front telling them, you know, hey, I just want to hook up, just want to have a good time. Sometimes a woman she may get attached to a situation, and vice versa. Sometimes a woman just want a good time, and sometimes a man gets attached. So, you know, there are situations where guys and women are being honest, but a lot of times you want to paint the picture the way you want to be painted. You know, you're not seeing the situation clearly. You know.
Well, you know what? This is, I think, I think it could be an expanded situation. I think this is what has to happen, right? People have to learn
Yeah.
how to be clear about every time their expectations change or intentions in a relationship. So as those intentions and expectations change, you got to be able to say, "Hey, this is what I'm looking for now. This is what I'm expecting now." Okay? So earlier, I think it was somewhere, I don't know if it was on one of your posts or somebody else's post, but it said something about if a man says, oh, okay, said if a man says that he wants sex, doesn't mean he wants sex now, but doesn't mean he eventually he wants sex. It was a comment, I mean, it was a topic about that, basically, in a group, I think it was. And one of the comments was like, all men just want sex. And I was like thinking to myself, like, yeah, all men and all women just want sex. Ultimately, when you know what I mean, it's the way that you procreate.
Yeah, but I don't understand why is it like demonized when the man just said I just want to hook up, want to have a good time, just want to have sex, as opposed to just selling you this dream and selling you this white picket fence. That's why I feel like a lot of dudes that sit up there they lie and they want to be manipulative because like they feel like that they have to. And even though
Okay,
women,
because they got to do it to get what it is they want. Lots of guys. Okay, so okay, let's talk about this. Okay, and I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. You know why? Because I feel like it's necessary. So I was in a relationship with this dude. Okay, and over time, right? He
yeah,
had an agenda of being in a relationship with the idea of me, right? But he had other issues that came up over time. So when things started to happen in his life and there were things that he needed, Who do you think covered him for those things that he needed in his life? The woman that he's
Me.
with, right? It's me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, in hindsight, if he's not honoring the things that he said he would do, or not doing the things that he said he would do, then one would see that as, okay, he's been manipulative and he was just using you from the start. Most people have told me that. But it doesn't mean that. What it means is that maybe he has a different perspective now that I've decided not to no longer be with him. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe,
Yeah.
even though my expectations have remained the same, his intentions, his expectations, the way that he prioritizes things, those things have shifted. So it doesn't mean that he's been manipulative per se. That's not to say that he's, wasn't. But it also doesn't just automatically default to that. I think that we have to be open to possibilities. So I think that sometimes the women, their perceptions of what these men's intentions are and how they presented themselves is kind of, it's offsetting, because they're not allowing themselves to present themselves fully in the first place. Hold on, I gotta let this down.
What's going on, Miss Covington? What's going on, Marie? What's
It's gonna
going
be a
on,
little bit of
Amanda?
background noise.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Okay, but did you hear what I was saying?
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah. You were saying that I guess guys aren't really being in a position where they feel comfortable being honest with themselves.
Well, I think I don't think it's always about the being honest with yourself or the partner. I think sometimes it's about being able to clearly communicate or articulate what it is that your intentions are every step of the way. Because if you don't do that, then you're going to be pinged as a liar.
Okay. But my thing is
Because
like
that's
even
it.
not
Go
going.
ahead.
No, I was saying like just like I said, just be honest. And like I said, it can change. You guys, like I said, you just maybe just want sex, but y'all may have sex and it's kind of like, okay, well, maybe I want something more than just a casual affair. And but you have to communicate. You both got to be on the same page, the same wavelength as each other. But it's all like I said, it's all about having a conversation between both parties to see where everybody's heads at.
Ari, I don't agree.
Okay.
Now,
You
I
disagree?
think
Okay.
that sometimes, I think sometimes, you know, men and women will lie so that they can get what it is they need. But I do think that that's not always, because the comment says if he likes you but knows he can't get the panties, he will lie so she can reconsider him based on the lie. So give her what she wants as a trick, steal the cookie. I don't think that that's always the fact. I think some people like to be lied to. It's a game of cat and mouse, the relationship thing. Women need sex just as much as men do. And at the end of the day, a woman is trying to allow you to be the guy and the pursuer to see what you're willing to do to get what it is that you want. And if that's what you want, show her. If you got to lie to get it, though, you got to understand that that woman probably knows that you're lying anyway from the beginning, but she has a need for sex just like you. So she's relinquishing that so that she can get her needs met. But at the same time, in the back of her head, you're not gonna go and collect $200. You're gonna stay right here at Park Place and give me this amazing stay at this hotel. You understand? Get my rock star, and then I'm gonna dismiss you because I know you're a liar. Your potential smells, for me at this point. So I think that men do have to be more transparent. They do have to be more honest, and women on the on the same bill have to be more accepting, and they have to grow up because the climate of women currently right now, they just are not accepting. They don't want to accept the truth. They don't want to sit with the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you on that. I mean, I do think that a lot of women don't really accept women. Men just want to have sex or just want to have a good time, nothing serious, nothing casual sometimes. Because of maybe the clock, maybe their girlfriend, boyfriend, or whoever they come in contact with, they're kind of pushing and maybe thirsty for a man that they kind of they see the red flag, but they overlook them. So there's kind of a flaw that you do see from some women, you know.
I agree, Erica. I'm just stating the facts here. Look, I'm a person that believes that there should be no tolerance for liars either. But let me tell you something. I'm going to be extremely honest about this. The vast majority of you young women on social media with these men, like I could screenshot all day. I can have hundreds of men in my inbox every day. They're not in my inbox every day because y'all are doing nothing. They're in my inbox every day because the other women around social media are teaching them that it's okay to come into an inbox, say the things that they say, make advances, paint up pretty little lies, and get what it is that they're trying to get out of that woman. Because they're not just trying this out because it doesn't work. They're trying it out. They're continuing to do it because it's worked with some of you. So the vast majority of women have got to be creating a climate that's saying that, okay, this is how you get it. And so the men are then learning that, oh shit, this works. This is how I get it. And so I end up with these same guys in my inbox. Women have to become a little bit more accountable, hold themselves accountable, and start changing what the hell these men do. Because when you start refuting that, when you start backing them up out of that inbox, and you stop accepting those, oh, hey, beautiful, good morning, beautiful, how are you? Oh, you're so lovely, da-da-da-da-da. When you start backing that shit up at the gate, then they'll stop lying. Because at the end of the day, you could be a whole weed head out here in these streets. Your lips completely black. And I have nothing against the woman who smoked, but you can look a hot ass mess. But this man telling you you're the most beautiful queen I ever saw this morning. Knowing damn well you lying. You just trying to get these draws. But the fact that you let him in, no, I'm just saying the fact that you let him in and you didn't question his ethics at the gate tells him that he can go to the next woman and play that same tune and maybe he can get a draws. And if he doesn't get them, then he's going to act out like a 3-year-old. Because literally that is what they do.
All right, what's going on, Hannah? What's going on, Tamika? Hannah said life isn't happening.
Hannah said life isn't happening.
In the back of inbox.
Stop laughing. Said this society is reward dishonesty and is passive about accountability. And you are so right, Erica. That is exactly what I'm saying. But I am over it. Like when I tell you I am it, climb your ass in this inbox. Okay. Climb into this one, okay? This is where men find out where the truth lies. And they hate it. They hate it. But I have absolutely no problem. You act up in here and act up like a 3-year-old in my inbox after I give you the business. I'm going to screenshot that whole thing to include your dick and everything else in it. I'm that woman. I am her. And I don't care if your mama, your grandmama, your auntie, your friends, your best friend and cousin that you used to play football with is on your Facebook page. I do not care. Because you didn't care when you came in my message box.
All right, Remy said, I don't know about these men anymore. And some women, but these men is something else. I don't blame others for the actions of any man. Stay in your own lane. But the only thing about it is that since the guys have to sit there and pursue, and not a lot of women have the kind of confidence to approach a man or inbox a man, then we don't have a choice but to go out and try to DM women and try to see which ones are cooperating with us. That's why I made that little post earlier about you see somebody fine and handsome, just it ain't nothing wrong with saying, hey, how you doing? Nice shirt, nice video. It doesn't make you thirsty. It just means you're interested in a man.
Right, but you can make that comment. But when you continue to push, this is what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start screenshotting some of these conversations so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But I'm going to tell you something. People do not do. Phone don't ever stop ringing. But people don't do things they are not rewarded for. So if I don't get the outcome that I'm expecting when I'm doing a particular thing, then I'm not going to continue to do it over and over again. So what I know for a fact is that I will ignore a man in my inbox for months. I do that because I'm going to tell you one time I'm not interested. And after that, you become a part of the people. I get 100 and some messages a day, and you just can't keep up with them anyway. So you're now shuffled along the process. The next time I
Uh-uh.
see a message, I see it pop up and ignore it. And I'm going to continue to ignore it.
Well,
But at the end
you
of the
gonna ignore my
day,
message? Oh wow. So you gonna ignore my advances? It's like that now.
I'm just saying,
You
I'm
gonna
looking
ignore
at
me when I
reading
text
comments.
you, when I DM you. You gonna ignore my texts and stuff. I see you.
I can't with you.
I'm just keeping it real. You know, we gotta keep it real on this channel. You know. But anyway, let's get back to these comments. Okay, why not just block them? Remy said life is short to these willing time with these cookie snatchers. Handy said only person playing a role is me. There's a chastity belt here with the lock and key. I decide who can open it. Yeah, that's true.
Because
Yeah,
when
that's
you
true though.
block them, Trinette, when you do block them, you still have to continue to go through, and then you got to go in on another thing and block them on Facebook. Then it take you into another browser. I don't have time for that. I just don't. I barely have time to get on damn Facebook. I work 100 billable hour weeks. That's what my schedule look like.
But no, though, I mean, I feel like, like I said, the whole approach is, be respectful. No dick pictures, no kind of inappropriate pictures. You kind of make inappropriate videos. Just be respectful, and you should be good. If you're not interested, then you just move on. So no means no. So don't keep, you know,
Right. Like
advertising.
nobody has
Come
to
on.
do. My thing is this. I am not about to go the extra mile to continue to block you, and the next person and the next person and the next person because you want to invade my space. I'm going to make it
Now,
extremely uncomfortable for you. That's different. I'm not going to have, you're not going to be in control and make me feel uncomfortable to the point where I have to go through and do this or do that. I'm not about to do all of that. You're not worth it.
no, but nowadays, they'll get another account and try to add you and still try to message you. So you still have to worry about all that good stuff as well too.
Exactly, because that's exactly what they go do. When a person is a stalker, they're a stalker.
All right, BB said if you don't have time, then you don't have time. Why are you on multiple channels if you're not interested?
I'm on multiple channels because I'm a public figure. That's the reason.
Uh-uh. You
So
are?
those people, they can follow and they can send messages regardless.
So you a
That
superstar.
would
So
be
you're
insane.
an
Right. That would be
all-star. So you're an
insane to
all-star.
try and gauge all those messages coming in that are crazy. Who does that? I couldn't do my work then. My patience wouldn't be seen.
But now my inbox, it be dry as hell though. I don't get no messages
No,
whatsoever.
stop
Period.
going on.
All right, Hannah said, "Don't let them ride the wave. Then they don't want you in. They don't want your energy." Hey, JC is reading my comments wrong. What did I say? What did I say wrong?
So
BB, what?
the topic is lying or deceit, being deceptive, and the presentation, or basically the way that a person comes off and tell you what their intentions are not what it is, that they don't represent what the person's actual intentions are, and that typically starts in the inbox. It definitely doesn't start on a Facebook post or a text message or a dating site, but either way, it starts with a direct message between a person and another person, or a direct conversation between a person and another person, and continues typically in somebody's inbox. But either way, people out to be a certain way so that they can get what they want. And once they get what they want, then they have to try and figure out how to continue to put up that facade. And a lot of times it's difficult to do that. So the relationships wither away. And then for those people who can't continue to put up that facade, or the people that don't get what they want, they throw tantrums like kids. Because rejection is not something that people like.
I mean, it's just a part of life. You're gonna get rejected, so just be prepared for it. I think I made a video about that, but
You
it's
said
just
nice
part of life.
block
You're gonna
out.
be rejected, good or bad, man or woman. The person, everybody's gonna be designed to like you. You might have different core values, some may different directions. So it's all good though. Take it and move on. Don't be bitter. Don't be sad. Don't be sorrow about it. Like, okay, cool. Let me see who will appreciate my value, my self worth. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Jeez, it's gonna be a rough one for me driving.
All right, Kane said a person has to have a healthy boundaries. Do not listen to their or scrutinize people until their character can be entertained. All things come but over time.
Kristen,
Yeah.
Kristen, it was a vent. I said that before I did. Before I bent it. I don't think you're wrong.
But now, like I said, you gotta come in a little bit smoother, gentlemen, with your DMs. I hate to see brothers get on blast. Just be a little bit more respectful.
I swear to God, like this phone never stops.
Okay. Hightower said, listen to guests. They just leave messages unread. I wouldn't do that. Kristen said, sound like we're just venting about unwanted people in the inbox. No, we're talking about lying and mixed signals. So, like I said, be honest with yourself, be honest with the person you're with. Any kind of mixed signals need to be open communication about where you guys stand at. Nobody should be left hanging or wondering where everybody stand at.
But also that there is a certain level of pragmatics in it. And I think that sometimes with mixed signals, you don't have any control over the perception of another person. So even though that you may be sending out that you're not interested in somebody with your body language, I think that like I told you, that verbal articulation, you got to be able to state it and say what it is that you do feel at every stage that relationship does or doesn't evolve. You got to be able to say that to that person so that they know what it is or where it is you're going or where your head is. Because if you're leaving it for them to look at your actions and make their own perceptions, then I think that's where mixed signals come from, because you didn't say anything. So for all I know, you're smiling at me. This is good. We're growing. We're great. You understand what I'm saying? But in your heart of hearts and in your mind, you're like, this is over. You understand? I'm just gonna do this one last thing, one last time. So I think that also. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say, like I said, it's not going nowhere, especially in your relationship. Maybe married, maybe a long term relationship. Just know when to let go, and don't waste that person's time, and don't, block that person's blessing. Man or female. A lot of times we tend to just hold on just to be a part of the team, but we really don't want to leave because we may hurt that person. But staying on is going to leave a bigger scar than just telling the person straight up, look, I feel like we need to go a different direction. We have two different outcome in life, and I don't feel like we're progressing in life. So we think best for us just to move forward and part ways. That's why you got to have the hard conversations though, for the rest of y'all supposed to go in.
But so I think sometimes we said play chess just with people. Yeah, I think sometimes communication is one of those. She said I got my DMs blocked. Shit, mine are on filter, and that really don't help sometimes. But because you still, then your filter list is long. Like when you got a message that you really need to go find from a business associate or something like that, and they're not on your list and stuff. It's hard. It's hella hard to do that. But I don't know. But you guys made me feel comments.
Maybe said people are
Said people,
hanging around because
yeah,
they're
but
afraid
yeah,
of what's going to might happen or miss out or
they're
lose to
going to
someone
miss
else.
out or lose. Oh my God, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I like that. I like that.
But you don't need to lie though, like, they're we're just not in the same category. We're not in the same wavelength. We're just not in the same part. So why not be honest? Like, hey, I'm enjoyed a good ride, but it's over with, you know?
Because they're not sure. That's when you're going through the discernment thing. I think discernment counseling is a great thing. I do, because sometimes you're stuck at a kind of a roadblock, a fork in the road. I mean, and then you're trying to make the decision: do you go left or do you go right?
Yeah.
Left means that you continue on the path that you've been going on, but now it's just curving. It looks a little different. Going right means you do something totally different. That means that you got to leave that path you're on. That means you got to leave that person you've been with, and they're
Yeah.
continuing to go on that path. And sometimes
Exactly.
it's hard to make that last decision because you become so comfortable. That complacency sometimes it takes over us, and it
Yeah.
stagnates us, cripples us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I bad, yeah. I gotta get my charger real quick. Okay, we're good.
Remy, Remy said some of these men are batshit crazy. Lord have mercy.
You said what now?
I'm just reading some of these comments. Some folks are not wrapped too tight. They are miserable. They would rather hang on to that person so they be there for success and come up. Oh Lord.
Baby said that too.
That's a player just when I realized I
Some
had
folks are not wrapped too tight. They are miserable. That's why they would hang around to that person so they'll be there. But I'm like, if y'all not going seeing eye to eye, why just not just cancel it or just work out a new deal or something?
Yeah, so
Not
like
just continue to stay.
when do you put it on
Even though
stop?
you're not happy.
Like, when do you, as the person on the other end that's no longer enjoying that relationship, when do you say, okay, I'm done? This